Heart story. After decades away, Emily Walker finally returned to her childhood home in Cedarville. The familiar neighborhood streets stirred memories she thought she had long forgotten, sunlit summers, laughter echoing through the halls, and the bittersweet moments that shaped her youth. Standing before the weathered brick house, a wave of nostalgia and apprehension washed over her. The house looked both the same and changed, its worn facade holding countless stories. Emily's fingers traced the chipped window frame as she stepped inside, breathing in the scent of aged wood and old memories. Each room whispered echoes of her past, inviting her to reconnect with a time that had seemed lost. Though uncertain of what she might find, Emily was determined to face the past. The journey home was not just about revisiting a place but uncovering truths buried deep within the walls she once called home. As Emily wandered through the familiar rooms, her eyes caught sight of a slightly loose brick in the living room wall. It seemed out of place, almost deliberately concealed. Her curiosity piqued, she carefully pressed on the brick, and to her surprise, it shifted, revealing a small hidden cavity. Inside the cavity lay an old, yellowed envelope, sealed and fragile with age. With trembling hands, Emily carefully pulled out the letter tucked inside. The handwriting was delicate but unmistakably familiar, her mother's, from many years ago. The letter's presence behind the brick wall sent a shiver down Emily's spine. It wasn't just a forgotten note, it was a secret, carefully hidden away for decades. As she unfolded the paper, a mixture of anticipation and anxiety filled her heart. What truth could this letter reveal? And why was it hidden in such a mysterious way? Emily realized her return was about to unlock a chapter of her family's history she never expected to uncover. Emily sat down carefully on the worn wooden floor, the letter unfolded gently in her hands. The faded ink traced words that spoke of love, regret, and secrets kept in silence for far too long. As she read, her mind raced to connect the fragments of her fragmented childhood with the revelations before her. The letter hinted at family conflicts, sacrifices made, and a truth that could change everything she believed about her past. Emotions swirled within Emily, sadness, confusion, but also a growing sense of clarity and resolve. This was not just a letter, it was a bridge to understanding, an invitation to confront the hidden parts of her family's story. Despite the weight of uncertainty, Emily knew she had to continue reading, to uncover the full truth behind the carefully guarded secret. The walls that held the letter now seemed to whisper encouragement, urging her forward on a journey that would challenge and ultimately heal her. Her return home had become much more than nostalgia, it was the start of a profound discovery. Emily carefully reread the letter, each line revealing layers of a story long buried. The letter was written by her grandmother, whose name had rarely been mentioned in family conversations. It spoke of a difficult time marked by misunderstandings, lost opportunities, and a secret pact meant to protect the family's reputation. As Emily pieced together the words, she felt a mixture of sorrow and empathy for the woman she had never truly known. The letter hinted at a sacrifice made in silence, a choice to keep painful truths hidden to shield loved ones. Determined to uncover the full story, Emily began searching through old family albums, journals, and local archives. Each discovery added pieces to the puzzle, painting a portrait of resilience and complicated love. The hidden letter was more than a message, it was a key unlocking the past, leading Emily deeper into her family's history and the long-lost truths it held. Emily's search led her to the local historical society, where she hoped to find clues about the events her grandmother described. Old newspapers, town records, and photographs began to fill in the blanks, revealing a chapter of Cedarville's history that few spoke about openly. She discovered that her grandmother had been involved in a controversial incident decades ago, one that had divided the town and led to painful rifts within the family. The letter's secrecy suddenly made sense, it was a plea for understanding and reconciliation, written during a time when speaking out could have brought scandal and shame. Emily felt the weight of these revelations but also a renewed determination. Uncovering the truth was not just about her family, it was about healing old wounds in the community. As she connected the past with the present, Emily realized her journey home was about more than memories, it was about forging a path toward forgiveness and hope. As Emily delved deeper into her grandmother's past, emotions swirled within her, confusion, sadness, but also empathy. The letter revealed sacrifices made out of love and fear, choices that shaped not only her family but the entire community. She wrestled with feelings of betrayal and forgiveness, understanding that the truth was layered with complexity. The secrets kept for decades were both a burden and a shield, protecting some while isolating others. Despite the pain, Emily felt a growing resolve to bring these hidden stories into the light. She knew confronting the past was essential to healing, both for herself and her family. With each new piece uncovered, the path forward became clearer, though no less challenging. Her return to Cedarville was no longer just a homecoming, it was a mission to reconcile, rebuild, and redefine what family meant, embracing the long-lost truths that had waited patiently behind the brick wall. With renewed determination, Emily began cross-referencing the details in the letter with stories she had heard growing up. The letter spoke of a hidden family conflict and a choice that had shaped her parents' lives in ways she never fully understood. She reached out to distant relatives and old family friends, gathering fragmented memories and perspectives. Each conversation added depth to the picture, revealing layers of misunderstanding, pain, and ultimately, resilience. Emily realized the letter was a key to unlocking not just forgotten facts but emotional truths, why certain topics were taboo, why some family members remained distant, and how love had endured despite everything. The process was both heartbreaking and healing, as Emily confronted the shadows of her past while slowly rebuilding a sense of belonging. The journey to unveil the truth was difficult but necessary, a step toward forgiveness and family unity. Emily's conversations led her to uncover painful stories of estrangement and regret within her family. She learned that past mistakes and misunderstandings had cast long shadows, causing rifts that persisted for years. The letter had been a silent attempt to heal those wounds, a final plea from her grandmother to seek reconciliation. As Emily pieced together these narratives, she began to see her family not as fractured but as resilient, bound by a shared history marked by love and hardship. She realized that confronting the truth meant acknowledging both the pain and the strength that came from enduring it. Emily felt a newfound compassion for her relatives, understanding their fears and motivations. This awareness deepened her resolve to bridge divides and foster healing. The letter's message was clear: while the past couldn't be changed, the future was hers to shape with empathy and courage. Each revelation brought her closer to embracing her family's legacy, transforming secrets into a source of strength. As Emily delved deeper into her family's history, she felt a mix of emotions: pain, forgiveness, and hope. The letter had opened a door to understanding the sacrifices her ancestors had made to protect the family, even if it meant hiding the truth. She realized that healing required courage, not just for herself but for everyone involved. Emily decided to share her discoveries with her closest relatives, hoping to bridge the gaps that time and secrets had created. The journey was not easy. Confronting the past stirred old wounds and uncomfortable conversations. Yet, with each discussion, Emily felt the weight of generations lighten, replaced by a growing sense of connection and possibility. Her return to the childhood home had become more than a physical journey, it was a path toward reconciliation, where long-lost truths paved the way for new beginnings filled with love and understanding. Determined to face the truth, Emily gathered her family for a heartfelt conversation. The living room, once a place of comfort, became the setting for difficult but necessary talks. As she shared the letter and her discoveries, emotions ran high: shock, sadness, and relief intertwined. Some family members struggled to accept the revelations, clinging to old narratives and denial. Others found courage in Emily's honesty, embracing the opportunity to heal long-standing wounds. Memories once buried resurfaced, bringing both pain and clarity. The conversation marked a turning point, a collective decision to confront the past openly and honestly. Emily's vulnerability encouraged others to share their stories, fostering empathy and understanding. Though the road ahead was uncertain, the family began to rebuild trust, forging a new chapter grounded in acceptance and love. This confrontation was the first step toward healing and reclaiming their shared history. Not all family members welcomed Emily's revelations with open arms. Some resisted, fearing that digging up old wounds might bring more pain than healing. Heated discussions and moments of silence filled the room as emotions ran high. Emily listened patiently, acknowledging the fears and frustrations that surfaced. She understood that accepting the past was a difficult journey, especially when it challenged long-held beliefs and identities. The divide within the family mirrored the struggles many face when confronting uncomfortable truths. Despite the tension, small gestures of reconciliation began to emerge. Shared memories of happier times reminded them of their bond beyond the secrets. Emily hoped these moments would pave the way for forgiveness and renewed connections, though the path remained fragile. The family's confrontation with their past was raw and imperfect, but necessary, a step toward healing that required time, patience, and courage. Over time, the family began to find common ground. Shared stories of love, hardship, and resilience softened old resentments. Gradually, walls that once divided them started to crumble, replaced by understanding and compassion. Emily took on the role of mediator, encouraging open dialogue and reminding everyone of their shared history and bonds. Small gatherings turned into healing sessions, where forgiveness was not just spoken but felt deeply. This process was neither quick nor easy, but it marked a significant step toward restoring fractured relationships. The hidden letter had served its purpose, not to divide but to unite, to bring to light the shadows so the family could move forward together. Emily felt hopeful as she witnessed the transformation, knowing that the journey toward healing was ongoing. With patience and love, the family was rewriting their story, one chapter at a time. The family's willingness to face the past opened the door to healing. Emily organized regular family gatherings where open, honest conversations became the norm. Slowly, wounds began to mend as each member shared their feelings and listened with empathy. Forgiveness was not instantaneous, it was a gradual process marked by small gestures, an apology, a shared meal, a moment of understanding. These acts laid the foundation for rebuilding trust and connection. Emily found solace in seeing her relatives grow closer, their relationships deepening despite past hurts. The hidden letter, once a source of tension, had become a catalyst for transformation. Through forgiveness, the family rediscovered love and resilience, proving that even the deepest scars could heal. Emily felt grateful to witness this renewal and hopeful for the future they would create together. Despite progress, healing was not without setbacks. Old habits and misunderstandings occasionally resurfaced, reminding the family that forgiveness is an ongoing journey. Tensions flared during difficult conversations, testing their commitment to reconciliation. Emily encouraged patience and reminded everyone that growth often comes through challenges. Family members learned to communicate with kindness and listen with open hearts, even when disagreements arose. They sought support from counselors and community groups to navigate emotional hurdles, recognizing that external help could strengthen their bonds. The process fostered deeper empathy and understanding among relatives. Slowly but surely, the family's connections grew stronger. The letter's hidden truths had sparked not only revelations but also resilience, guiding them toward a future built on trust and unconditional love. As weeks turned into months, the family's efforts began to bear fruit. Shared experiences and heartfelt conversations forged bonds stronger than ever before. Emily witnessed relatives setting aside past grievances, choosing instead to embrace forgiveness and hope. The letter, once a symbol of secrecy and pain, had transformed into a beacon of unity and love. Family traditions were revived, blending old memories with new beginnings. Emily took comfort in knowing that their journey was not about erasing the past, but about honoring it while moving forward together. Their story became one of resilience, a testament to the power of vulnerability and the human spirit. The family had grown not just closer, but wiser, learning that healing requires time, patience, and above all, a willingness to forgive. Emily felt proud of the legacy they were creating, a legacy rooted in compassion and understanding that would guide future generations. With healing underway, Emily and her family embraced new opportunities for growth and connection. They began creating traditions that celebrated their renewed bonds. Shared meals, storytelling nights, and community gatherings became regular events. Emily focused on preserving the family's history, organizing photo albums and recording oral histories to pass down to younger generations. She felt a deep responsibility to ensure that the lessons learned from past struggles were never forgotten. The family also committed to giving back to their community, volunteering and supporting local causes that emphasized unity and understanding. This newfound purpose brought them closer, fostering a sense of belonging and shared mission. For Emily, the journey from discovery to forgiveness had transformed not only her family but herself. The childhood home, once a place of secrets, now stood as a symbol of hope and fresh starts, where love and acceptance flourished. Emily and her family began actively engaging with the wider community, sharing their story as a testament to the power of truth and forgiveness. They hosted workshops and gatherings aimed at fostering empathy and understanding among neighbors. Through these efforts, old divisions within the town slowly healed. New friendships blossomed, and a collective spirit of compassion took root. Emily saw how her family's journey inspired others to confront their own pasts and seek reconciliation. The family also worked to document their experiences, ensuring future generations would learn from their struggles and triumphs. This commitment to transparency and growth created a legacy beyond their immediate circle. For Emily, these new beginnings represented more than just healing, they were a promise that the future could be shaped by love, acceptance, and the courage to face even the most difficult truths together. As Emily looked toward the future, she felt a profound sense of hope and responsibility. The journey through pain and reconciliation had transformed her perspective on family and community. The lessons learned were not just personal but universal, touching on the resilience of the human spirit. The family's commitment to transparency and healing created a foundation for lasting change. They began planning ways to give back, including establishing a scholarship fund in honor of the grandmother whose letter had sparked the journey. Emily understood that new beginnings required continuous effort and compassion. The past would always be a part of them, but it no longer held them captive. Instead, it fueled their growth and unity. With renewed determination, Emily embraced the promise of tomorrow, ready to nurture a legacy built on love, forgiveness, and the courage to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The healing within Emily's family began to ripple outward, influencing the wider Cedarville community. Stories of forgiveness and reconciliation inspired neighbors to confront their own hidden wounds and seek peace. The town, once marked by silence and division, started to embrace openness and empathy. Emily took an active role in community events, sharing her family's journey as a beacon of hope. Local schools invited her to speak about the power of truth and forgiveness, encouraging younger generations to value honesty and compassion. Murals and memorials appeared throughout Cedarville, celebrating stories of resilience and unity. Emily watched with pride as her family's experience became a catalyst for change, weaving a new legacy of understanding and love into the fabric of the town. This legacy, born from a hidden letter, showed that even the deepest secrets could give rise to hope and transformation when met with courage and an open heart. Emily's story began to resonate beyond Cedarville, drawing attention from neighboring towns and local media. Invitations to speak at community forums and regional events followed, allowing her to share lessons about confronting difficult truths with courage and compassion. Inspired by Cedarville's transformation, other communities began to examine their own histories, fostering dialogue and healing. Grants and donations poured in, supporting projects dedicated to preserving local heritage and promoting unity. Emily collaborated with historians and educators to develop programs that taught the importance of empathy and forgiveness, ensuring that the legacy of truth would endure for generations. The letter that had once been hidden behind a brick wall became a symbol, not just of family secrets uncovered, but of the power of vulnerability and resilience to inspire widespread change. Through Emily's efforts, Cedarville emerged as a beacon of hope, reminding all that facing the past honestly is the first step toward a better future. On a crisp autumn evening, Cedarville gathered in the town square for a celebration honoring the journey from secrecy to healing. Lanterns cast a warm glow over familiar faces, young and old alike, united in hope and renewed purpose. A mural depicting the town's history and stories of forgiveness was unveiled, symbolizing the transformation sparked by Emily's discovery. Community leaders, including Emily, spoke of the importance of truth, compassion, and unity in shaping their shared future. The hidden letter, once a source of pain, had become a catalyst for connection and growth. The town's renewed spirit was palpable, marked by a commitment to embrace its past honestly while looking forward with optimism. As the festivities ended, Emily felt a profound sense of fulfillment. Cedarville was no longer just a place on a map, it was a community healed and ready to write its next chapter together. Years later, Emily stood before a gathering in Cedarville's community center, reflecting on the journey that had begun with a hidden letter behind a brick wall. The town had transformed, from a place marked by silence and secrets to one defined by openness and healing. Emily shared how confronting painful truths had not only mended her family but also inspired an entire community to embrace compassion and understanding. The legacy of forgiveness had become a guiding light for future generations. She emphasized that moving forward required courage, empathy, and a willingness to face the past honestly. The letter's message was clear: true strength lies in vulnerability and connection. As Emily concluded her speech, she encouraged everyone to carry forward this legacy, reminding them that the journey toward healing is ongoing, but the reward, a united, loving community, is worth every step. Emily's story and the journey of her family became a beacon of hope not only in Cedarville but also in surrounding communities. Local schools integrated lessons from her experience into their curricula, teaching young people about the power of truth, forgiveness, and resilience. Community organizations invited Emily to speak about the importance of confronting difficult histories and building bridges through empathy. The town's transformation inspired similar efforts elsewhere, fostering a network of support and understanding across the region. Grants and donations helped fund programs dedicated to preserving local history and promoting unity among diverse groups. Emily worked closely with historians and educators, ensuring that the legacy of healing and acceptance would endure for generations. Her family's once hidden secrets had sparked a movement that transcended their own lives, reminding everyone that embracing the past is essential for creating a stronger, more compassionate future. On a crisp autumn evening, Cedarville gathered in the town square for a celebration honoring the journey from secrecy to healing. Lanterns cast a warm glow over familiar faces, young and old alike, united in hope and renewed purpose. A mural depicting the town's history and stories of forgiveness was unveiled, symbolizing the transformation sparked by Emily's discovery. Community leaders, including Emily, spoke of the importance of truth, compassion, and unity in shaping their shared future. The hidden letter, once a source of pain, had become a catalyst for connection and growth. The town's renewed spirit was palpable, marked by a commitment to embrace its past honestly while looking forward with optimism. As the festivities ended, Emily felt a profound sense of fulfillment. Cedarville was no longer just a place on a map, it was a community healed and ready to write its next chapter together. Years later, Emily stood before a gathering in Cedarville's community center, reflecting on the journey that had begun with a hidden letter behind a brick wall. The town had transformed, from a place marked by silence and secrets to one defined by openness and healing. Emily shared how confronting painful truths had not only mended her family but also inspired an entire community to embrace compassion and understanding. The legacy of forgiveness had become a guiding light for future generations. She emphasized that moving forward required courage, empathy, and a willingness to face the past honestly. The letter's message was clear: true strength lies in vulnerability and connection. As Emily concluded her speech, she encouraged everyone to carry forward this legacy, reminding them that the journey toward healing is ongoing, but the reward, a united, loving community, is worth every step. Emily's story and the journey of her family became a beacon of hope not only in Cedarville but also in surrounding communities. Local schools integrated lessons from her experience into their curricula, teaching young people about the power of truth, forgiveness, and resilience. Community organizations invited Emily to speak about the importance of confronting difficult histories and building bridges through empathy. The town's transformation inspired similar efforts elsewhere, fostering a network of support and understanding across the region. Grants and donations helped fund programs dedicated to preserving local history and promoting unity among diverse groups. Emily worked closely with historians and educators, ensuring that the legacy of healing and acceptance would endure for generations. Her family's once hidden secrets had sparked a movement that transcended their own lives, reminding everyone that embracing the past is essential for creating a stronger, more compassionate future. As Emily looked out at the sunset over Cedarville, she felt a deep sense of peace. The hidden letter that once sparked pain had transformed into a symbol of hope and healing for her family and community. The journey wasn't easy, but it had brought them closer than ever before. She turned to the camera, her voice calm and warm, sharing a simple message: no matter the secrets we uncover, it's the courage to face them with love and openness that heals. I hope our story inspires you to embrace your own truths and find peace. If you found this story moving, please like, share, and subscribe. Join us for more heartfelt journeys of discovery, forgiveness, and growth. Thank you for being part of this community. Together, we can build a world rooted in understanding and compassion.